guys, Maverick here. Welcome back to Versus Master Twist. Hope everybody had a good weekend and enjoyed everything that came out of this year's San Diego Comic Con. I know I did, and I want to thank Liza, my little sis, for sending me all those great pictures of her at Comic Con. Thank you very much. But let's get on with the winner of last week. You guys chose Venom as the best symbiotic character. Kind of figured he might win, but it was close though, very close. So once again, guys, as promised, I give you Volume 2 of favorite Native American characters. Like I said, the first time I did it was more of right off the cuff, but this time I kind of took the other characters I forgot. So we start off with none other than Brave Star. Yeah, this guy definitely is from my childhood. Strength of the Bear, Heart of the Wolf, all that great stuff he had. And his anamorphic partner, his horse, that was just so cool. Just a great character he is. Next up, I give you one of my favorite characters from the fighting game series known as Virtual Fighter. I give you Mr. Wolf Hawkfield. I love his name. His name just oozes. It's just so cool. Wolf Hawkfield. One of his most famous attacks is his big giant swing. It always worked. It was an easy win. Next up, we're going with Marvel, and we're talking about one of the original founding members of Alpha Flight. We're talking about Shaymin. He's the resident magic-based character of the team. Very cool character, very powerful, very underrated as well. Next up, we're going to the world of Street Fighter. Jeez, and we're talking about the 7'7" Thunderhawk, aka T-Hawk, from Street Fighter. I think we all have some respect for T-Hawk. I mean, I believe we should. Next up, my favorite out of all the Assassins so far in the Assassin's Creed series, Connor. I will not try to pronounce his Mohawk name. It's very hard to pronounce. I used to practice how to pronounce it. Right now it's a blur to me. But Connor is just definitely one of my favorites out of the Assassins. Such a great character. All his lines meant so much. Even some of the trailer lines. I love that where he's basically saying, "I am torn between two worlds," being that he is half Mohawk, half European. It was just so good. Connor was just a great character. Next up, we're going to the world of Tekken. And I thought I'd go with one of the Changs, and I thought it'd be good to go with the mother. And I'm talking about Michelle Chang. Being that she is half Chinese, half Native American, but she shows off her heritage very proudly, and I love that. Her daughter Julia is great too, but I decided to go with Michelle. Very good character indeed. And talking about daughters, well, I'd like to introduce you to Talisman. This is Shaymin's daughter, and she followed in Daddy's footsteps after Daddy was killed off. When the original Alpha Flight was killed off, she followed. Next up, I'm talking about another founding member of Alpha Flight. You guys probably won't like really, but yeah. Snowbird is half Inuit, besides just being half demigod. But yeah, she's definitely a cool character. Next up is the Ripclaw from Cyberforce. Ripclaw is one of my favorites from Cyberforce. I love the character. Big, powerful Apache. This is a guy, he is the Wolverine-esque character of Cyberforce. He was a guy, didn't take a lot of shit from nobody. You pissed him off and you're in trouble. Ripclaw was a badass. Next up, we're going with is from DC Comics, Manitoba Dawn. She was a part of the Justice League for a short time. Very underrated character, but I did like her. And speaking of DC, I going with none other than a classic Western character, Powwow Smith. Yeah. You got to show some love for Powwow Smith. He was a great character. For all those who probably just know him from his appearance on Justice League, but yeah, he's real. Next up, we're going with the resident tracker of G.I. Joe, Spirit. Great character as well. Spirit was just a cool character indeed. I loved him very much. He was a great tracker, very underestimated. Next up, we're going to the world of Metal Gear, and shoot, we're talking about Vulcan Raven. The Vulcan on my head breathes blood. Snakes are considered, no, I'm just messing. No, Vulcan Raven, just a cool character, nonetheless. And last but not least, we're going from Killer Instinct, Chief Thunder. Hopefully we'll see him in the new Killer Instinct game. But I thought he was a cool character indeed. Very underrated too, but cool. And so there you have it, guys. I gave you 14 more great Native American characters to choose from. Last time we did this, the winner came out to be Mr. James Proudstar, aka Warpath. Let's see who you guys choose out of these 14 characters. But like I said, I promised I'd do another volume because there's just so many other Native American characters that I didn't use. But like I said, that time I just went off the top of my head. This time I kind of was like, okay, let me use some of the characters that I did not use. And so there you have it. So you guys vote now, and voting will end next week, which next week will be a double header. I'm not going to tell which two I'm picking, but it's going to be a double header next week. And I hope you guys enjoyed this week's versus match with a twist. I'll see you guys next time. You guys know me. Peace and love. Stay tuned. Keep it real, guys, as always. You guys take care.